You don't mind.
You agree with me, right?
Yeah, we.
All right, is everybody ready?
We do a lot of stuff. Because we do things as a volunteer. We just can't do that anymore. It's just cost too much. It's not a issue of not willing to do it. Things just cost too much money.
Well, we'll get to it. We got to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to do that. Okay. Bill, you ready? Carol Ann, Steve?
Yep.
You ready? Yes, right.
Open up your iPad or no?
I'll let these two guys do it. Come on.
All right. Thank you. When you ready? All right. Meeting called to order. This is the April 14th, 2026 Mayor and Council meeting. Would the clerk please read the statement of compliance?
This meeting is being held in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 etc. Notice of this meeting was properly provided by posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by filing with the borough clerk and by posting on the borough's official website. The meeting will adjourn no later than 10 p.m. unless extended by the majority vote of the members present.
All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And the Pledge of Allegiance is going to be followed by a moment of silence, so I'm just going to ask you to stay standing. Councilman Pignatelli, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Yes, thank you. I
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we had a member of the Oakland family pass away last week. And he was an employee of the borough. He grew up in town. His parents were both teachers in town. And we just want to take a moment, before we have a moment of silence, I want to recognize this gentleman, John Contrino. The Borough of Oakland is deeply saddened to announce the passing of longtime Public Works employee, John Contrino. John was a dedicated employee for 25 years. Starting as a laborer in 2001, he worked his way up to the position of assistant supervisor. He was a hardworking and devoted employee who always shed light on those around him. John was a friend to everyone and a constant comforting presence to his Public Works family. The Borough of Oakland is grateful for the many years he served our community so diligently and will honor his legacy by lowering the borough flags at half-mast on Thursday, April 16th. We offer our condolences to his family and loved ones. He will truly be missed. May he rest in peace. John Contrino. Now let's give a moment of silence. Let's remember Mr. John Contrino. Thank you, everybody. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Kamala?
Here.
Council President Talamini?
Here.
Councilman Dumbert?
Here.
Councilman Eilert?
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli?
here.
Councilwoman Rose?
Here.
Councilman Saliani?
Here. Okay, we have a very special guest with us here today. This is Adia Palma Romeo. We're going to wheel her over. You got to face the audience. And this young lady, I use that loosely, just turned 100 years old on March 28th. Let's wish her a very happy birthday, okay? So we have a proclamation that we put together on behalf of the borough to recognize this milestone. So I will read it to you. I'll come down here, okay? This is the Borough of Oakland Mayoral Proclamation. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Honoring Adia Palmara Romero on her 100th birthday, whereas Miss Romero, a resident of the Borough of Oakland, will be celebrating her 100th birthday on March 28th, 2026, and whereas she was born on March 28th, 1926, in Astoria, New York, to Roberto and Antonio Diodario, and has lived a life marked by devotion to her faith, family, and community. And whereas Ms. Romero shared her talents through music, church, involvement, and the community activities while raising 6 children and later returning to the workforce. And whereas she maintained an active lifestyle, remained dedicated to helping others, and participated in Bible study group for over 57 years.
Wow.
I hope you did that. All right. Whereas she continues to inspire those around her through her kindness, strength, and lifelong commitment to service, and now resides with her daughter, Terry Romero. Now therefore be proclaimed that the mayor and the council of the Borough of Oakland do hereby recognize and celebrate Miss Adia Palma Romeo on her occasion of her 100th birthday, and to extend sincere congratulations and best wishes for continued health, happiness, and blessings. And be it further proclaimed that the Borough of Oakland honors her extraordinary life and lasting contributions to her family and community. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seal of the Borough of Oakland to affix on this 14th day, April 2026. Congratulations and happy birthday. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your mom? Give us a little insight who mom is.
Sure. My mom has lived in Oakland for 66 years. And that was back when it was really country and it was a different landscape. We belonged to Pleasureland Pools, and it was just such an amazing park. And it was back then you kind of knew everybody in town. Like, it was a small town that you knew everybody in town. You just knew everybody in town. Everybody knew each other. It wasn't a big place. It was a small place. Very friendly people. And we used to burn leaves in the backyard. Yeah, and nice neighbors, and it was a great place to grow up. Real friendly town, and we're still happy here. We're still happy to be here.
Thank you. And one question for you. What is the secret to living 200? What's the most, what do you remember? What's the best thing about being 100 years old, if there is any?
How did you get to be 100?
How'd you get to be 100?
Well, I was very conscientious when it comes to food.
Food?
Yeah, I
Okay.
ate very well,
Okay.
you know, and that's important.
What's your favorite food?
Protein, you know, like,
All right.
yeah.
Lots of garlic and olive
I
oil.
ate very well. I ate very well.
I mean, she always told us, eat your greens, right? Eat your greens, leafy,
And brewers.
and brewer's yeast.
There you go.
So for breakfast, for many years, okay, glad you're all sitting down, this was what she ate for breakfast. She ate a rice cake with peanut butter, and then she took raw garlic, and then she had her own spice mix, which
Oh,
was
wow.
like
And parsley.
cumin, turmeric,
Yeah.
curry powder, cinnamon, and she sprinkled that on top.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
When she was 80, we all took her into New York for a weekend, and we couldn't keep up with her. Like, she was walking like ahead of all of her daughters. She was so fast. She went to the American Woman Gym.
For over 40 years.
Yeah, she swam, did her exercise.
Yep.
So good eating, exercise, right? And
Yeah.
and you know what? I think also 57 years in the Bible study, she's also just always been very into community and friendship, right? And she loves her family and her children.
Very
and her-
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're not done yet. We have something else for you.
Oh,
Assemblyman, would you like to come up?
Oh, thank you. Hey, this is hot off the press from Trenton. We just came roaring up here for this, so I wanted to stop by and say hello, congratulate you, 102 years old.
100, just 100.
Oh, just 100?
Just 100.
Oh, so we're gonna get to 102, we'll come back for that too, all right? Yeah, sure, why not, right? Listen, I want to sign up for whatever you're doing, I'm in, you know, it sounds great. But we have a little resolution here for you, celebrating your 100 years of life coming from New York and blessing us here in New Jersey with your presence. We're very, very happy about that. And I can read a few lines of the passage if you like. And yeah, we'll go for it. Right. As much as we want. Here we go. So this is from the state of New Jersey, the Senate and the General Assembly. A joint legislative resolution by Senator Shapezi, Assemblyman Oth, and Assemblyman Azariti. Whereas the Senate and the General Assembly of the state of New Jersey send warm greetings and salutations to Ada Palma Romero. Romeo, excuse me, I'm sorry, my eyes are bad.
That's okay.
Romeo, a highly esteemed resident of the Borough of Oakland, Bergen County, who marked the celebration of 100th birthday on March 28, 2026. And whereas born in Astoria, New York, to Roberto and Antonia
Daddario.
Daddario, thank you, Ada Palmera Romero.
Aida Palma Daddario Romero.
Anita Palma Romero. Anita Palma Romero. Flourished as a devoted mother, one who enjoyed an admirable professional career and eventually returned to the workforce and maintained an active lifestyle for much of her adulthood. What professional career, Ada, were you involved in? What professional career were you involved in?
Mostly just office
Office,
work.
oh, okay, oh.
Yeah.
So you ran the company?
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly how that works.
Yeah.
Let's see, so here we are again. Whereas Ada Palma Romero. Romeo, oh, Mayo.
Like Mayo.
Oh,
like,
Romeo.
yeah.
Has shared her many talents through music. Music, very nice. What kind of instrument do you play, Ada?
She just likes to sing.
Oh, like to sing, okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. Many talents, music, community involvement, and faith, generously giving of her time and her energies with her Bible studies, very nice, I like that. Group for more than 57 years, and she continues to inspire and uplift those around her with the same kindness and Joey David Deere she has demonstrated for the past century. And whereas Ada Palma Romeo
Nice.
has been upheld in her long and rich life by a host of family and friends, including her 6 beloved children. 6 children.
Yeah, 6.
Nice. Whereas within all the spheres, Ada Palma Romeo has established a model worthy of emulation and set a standard of excellence toward which all others may strive. And I am one of those. Whereas she observes this significant milestone, the loved ones of Ada Palma Romeo are especially appreciative of her value and implaceable presence in their lives and hold for her a special place in their hearts now. Therefore be it resolved by the Senate and the General Assembly of the State of New Jersey that this legislature hereby congratulates Ada Palma Romeo upon her 100th birthday, pays tribute to her many fine virtues and accomplishments, and extends sincere best wishes for healthy and happiness, and at least to 102, right? further, more. Be it further resolved that the duly authenticated copy, that would be this, of this resolution be signed by the Senate President and the Assembly Speaker and attested to by the Senate Secretary and Assembly Clerk, be transmitted to Ada Palma Romeo. And that would be here. This is signed by Nicholas Guattari. He's the Senate President. And it's signed by Craig Coughlin. He's the Speaker of the Assembly. And Ada, may I present this to you?
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me have a few laughs with you. You know, you had 6 kids. You must have had a great sense of humor, keeping these guys in line, and you did a great job, I can see. This is outstanding. So
The job was to love them, and I did. I loved every one of them.
God bless you for that. That's beautiful. Well, thank you for allowing me to be part of this today. Mayor, thank you so much, and the council, everyone.
So I'd like to do is bring the entire council up for a picture, since they all signed the resolution along with the assemblyman, so that we can put this into our newsletter.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you for doing
Oh, wow, you kidding me?
You came from Turkey.
Yeah, you see that guy with the camera? He flew right up and we were like,
She used to. We're going to take a picture, and we're going to put that first like that. Okay? I want you to look at the camera.
Come on in, Pat. Over here. Short guys in front.
Yeah. Seriously, Pat?
Come over here.
there you go. I like that. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Two strong men, right? There we go.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, we're good.
Sono Pasquale Pimentelli, for 100 anni. Congratulations for 100 years.
Thank you. Oh,
Very nice, thank you very much.
It was very nice.
where's your mom live in town? Where does she live?
Halberstam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Oh, wow, very nice. Happy birthday. Does someone stay with you most of the time?
We have an 8 now, half a day.
Oh, okay. Oh, good, good,
Thank you.
Yes, I am. And, oh, no, the pleasure's all mine.
Name everywhere.
Oh, you do? Shameless self-promotion. Let me give you my number, though. Could you get jammed up with anything, you call me right away, we'll help you. No, I'll give you my cell number.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, thank you.
You can have the chair.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Okay, so now we have some more celebrations today. We have the 7th grade boys gold travel base basketball team. But one thing, hang on one second.
Your spot, your time in the spotlight. That's it.
All right, this time I want to ask Council Town Meeting to come up. Rec Commissioner Rotundo to come up, please. Oh, who's ready? Oh, Steve, I'm sorry. Steve? Steve? I need you. Up here, you're rec, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Megan, you want to come up as Commissioner? Sorry about that. Okay. At this time, we want to honor the 7th grade boys gold travel basketball team who won the NJJBL National Division Champions this season, led by head coach Michael Carty. Mike, you want to come up? Michael here? Assistant coach Mark Rubenak and Anthony Pickenich. The boys finished the season with a 17-2 record, capped by a 59-45 victory over a strong Midland Park team. Throughout their dominant defensive efforts and great decision-making, this group earned their championship as this team. So before we bring the boys up, you want to just talk a little about the season?
Yeah, Mike can go. Mike,
go.
Big congratulations, big accomplishment for these boys. And when they come up, actually, guys, come on up. You guys can join us now. It's all about you, so come on up. So, as you can tell by me standing next to these boys, they had some height on the court. Yeah, they had some height on the court. they won this game. They got out to an early lead in the championship game, and then Midland Park came and gave them their best punch. They really came back after them, and I saw Coach Cardi make some adjustments and some excellent decisions. So before we talk about the boys, I just want to acknowledge the job that Coach Cardi, Coach Rubenacker, and Coach Pickenich did with these boys. You guys led them to not just learning basketball, but the learning character, learning how to handle adversity. And you saw that on the basketball court, because I've seen you guys play before, and we'll use the word emotional at times, right? When things don't go our way, and then all of a sudden, we saw you guys have a ton of growth this year. To end the game in the fourth quarter, they put in these 4 boys, and then there was another one who is kind of the tallest one of you guys. You are? No. Thomas is. So another one couldn't be here tonight. Some of the boys couldn't be here tonight because they got other athletic events. But these guys came out there in Midland Park, did not know what to do with their size and their aggressiveness. Cole, put your arms out. So Cole stood in front of the kid inbound like this. Intimidating for me, and I was doing the clock. So these boys did a fantastic job. We're very proud of them. They certainly deserve a round of applause. And I know we want to give certificates.
Yes, certificates.
So Thomas Nelson.
Thomas Nelson. Mason Cardi. Cole Rubenacker. And Braden Vitale. Yeah. Maybe me and Mark should go.
Steve, Megan.
Honey.
Come here.
Did you guys feel more?
I just want to say a quick word. On behalf of the governing body, and, you know, kids, this is, I mean, one of the rewarding things that we can do as parents is to coach our children. And, I mean, I did it with my children. Councilor Saliani did. Everybody in this room has had children, and you have the ability to coach them. But certainly thank you for the parents and also for the athletes. You're number 1, not number 2 or number 3, you're number 1, so don't forget that. We don't honor number 2. Yeah. All right? So once again, congratulations, job well done, coaches, athletes. Thank you so much. You make Oakland proud. Thank you.
Congratulations. Hey, Greg, just line up and shake their hands. Everyone's hands. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations, really proud of that. Excellent job.
All the way down.
Yeah, thanks. Just more thanks. Thanks. Thanks so much.
When you're looking doing this, one more. Oh, you're not?
No, this is easier.
All right, this time I'd like to ask Mike Ives to come up. So, ask Mike to come up. I'm going to read this real quick. On February 1st, the Oakland Basketball proudly hosted a charity fundraiser in collaboration with the Oakland Knights of Columbus, Oakland Recreation, Covenant House, and the Indian Hills Basketball. The purpose of this event was twofold: to raise funds in support of homeless youth and to teach our young athletes the importance of giving back to our community. I'm happy to share that nearly 100 players participated, and they raised $3,150 for this important cause. The event featured free throw shooting contests for winners from each age group, which advanced to compete in a regional level in the Knights of Columbus competition. Grade level winners also received individual prizes generously donated by Frank's Pizza. Mike, why don't you give us a little overview of this program and the background and how we got here?
Absolutely.
As we present the check to the Covenant House. Anybody else you want to bring up here?
Can I call them up one at a time?
Absolutely.
All right, because I got a bunch of people to thank.
Okay.
So this started actually a couple of years ago. This is our second time that we've run this, but a version of this event. 2 years ago, we ran it just as a free throw shooting contest through Oakland, where we tried to raise money. We raised a similar amount, again, for Covenant House. The genesis of this was a couple of current 8th graders who, when they were in 6th grade, decided to try this. It was part of their student council proposal that they were running on. And they helped us coordinate this, and it took off, and it's been growing. So that's, was it Dean?
Anthony.
It was Anthony Catanacci and Kavi, right? So we took that, and this year we continued it and we extended. Roger Schaefer from the Knights of Columbus reached out to me earlier this year and said that they have a free throw shooting competition, and he would like Oakland to participate. And I said, I have a wonderful idea. So we married these two things together. So our players, not only did they compete in the Knights of Columbus competition, they also were able to raise money for this great cause. So we, like I said, we had about 100 participants. We made it into a big event this year. We hosted at Indian Hills High School, and Coach Nick DiCarlo, come on up, Nick. Coach DiCarlo hosted it for us. He's the Indian Hills boys basketball coach. He held us at their facility, and had the Indian Hills boys basketball team help run the event. So it was a big event there. We actually had a DJ. Liam Matusevic came, and he was our DJ for the event. So there was music. It was a great vibe throughout. And as a part of that process, we had 3 players tie for the overall lead and overall winning. One of them was Matt Bruno. Matt, come on up. Matt is an 8th grade player and a true sniper from three-point range. Just an excellent shooter and great athlete. Another one, Danica O'Shaughnessy, who couldn't be here tonight. They both hit 13 out of 15 free throws to start. And Decoyer Ives, come on up, Decoyer. Gets his athleticism from his father, but truly from hard work. Both of these boys and Danica, this doesn't happen on accident. It is all through hard work. So we're very proud of them. They all went on to compete at the regional level along with all of our other grade winners. I was largely a North Jersey event. Both of these boys were the runner-up for their age group too. So it's pretty impressive. But real quick, I'd like to call up Roger Schaefer from the Knights of Columbus. Sure.
I'd like to make this presentation to Matt, because you were the overall winner. You had the most baskets out of anybody on that day. So this is from the Knights of Columbus. Congratulations.
So like I said, they tied, and we had to have a shoot-off. And in the shoot-off, 5 shots, and they kind of went one after another. Matt hit all 5 of his shots. So as the kids say, ice in his veins. He did a great job. So I do want to acknowledge that Frank's Pizza was nice enough to donate prizes for every grade level, both genders. So all of our athletes were able to get a prize out of this, a little gift card for each grade level. However, Matt as the overall winner, and Danica on the female side for the overall winner. Matt, tell them what you won.
I won free pizza for a year and 2 liter soda.
Every week. Not bad.
Whoa.
So we're all going to Frank's after. That's fine. Like I said, I want to thank everybody, Mayor Kamala, Council, Mr. Saliani, Councilman Saliani as our liaison and rec commission, and Russ, I don't want to forget you. As we started this, you are a liaison, is a big part of the support for this. So thank you guys so much. I want to thank Commissioner Rotundo, or Megan. I want to thank Commissioner Rotundo for all your support through all of this, for our rec commission. I want to thank Roger as a part of the Knights of Columbus. I want to thank Coach DiCarlo and all the Indian Hills boys and the athletic director, John Duncan, for hosting us and allow us to do a big event there on a Sunday. They brought in all the custodians for that too, and just made it an event that we can continue with. I want to thank Carolyn Catanacci for all of your help, not just running the event that day, but being the parent of the person who started this whole thing, and just really everything you did as a part of this. And Brian Larry, who's not here, but he helped really run things that day. The SAO and Katrina Larson, and all of the Oakland players. As you said, one of the biggest things about this was teaching our kids the importance of giving back, right? It was a great competition for them. They got to compete, they got to play, but those moments where we get to teach, like, there are a lot of programs and a lot of towns that raise money for themselves, and it's for, whether it's more sweatshirts or coaches gear or whatever they're doing. In our team, our program, we were able to do something for children experiencing homelessness. And that's just, we're teaching the right thing. So we're proud of our boys who win. We're proud of our boys who do the right thing and learn and really help others around them. So a round of applause for all of them. Ms. Green?
Broken, bro.
I'm sorry. Come on up. So we're lucky enough to have a representative from the Covenant House today, and we would like to present you with a check for.
Thank you. Get everybody a shot.
This is your giant check. Thank you.
Well, you gotta turn around so everybody can see it. I'll present it this way. There you go.
Go ahead.
Come on, Russ.
You're short. I'm gonna hide behind you.
I'm taking it.
Oh, perfect. Matt's right in front of me.
Jump right in there.
Everybody.
Good job, Brandon. Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just want to thank, congratulations. Mike, Megan, everybody, all the knights, all the volunteers. I can't thank you enough for doing this. It's just ironic. I got a phone call yesterday from one of the county, what do they call them now? Not freeholders.
Executives.
County commissioners. And she reached out to me and she said, Mayor Eric, I'd like to talk to you about volunteerism. You know, there seems to be, people aren't that engaged anymore and people seem disconnected. And I told her, I said, you know, in Oakland, you know, our town runs on volunteerism, our rec programs, our committees, our commissions. And I said, now I could tell her that, you know, even our youth have stepped up to the table to really give back, not to our community, but somebody else's community, for people less fortunate. And it's such a, as Coach Ives said, it's such a learning lesson to give back. And it's very humbling as you get older in life, realizing that you can give back to other people. So on behalf of the Borough of Oakland governing body, you make us so proud in this town, and it's so nice to help people that are less fortunate from our community. So thank you.
And we're gonna move this to the high school. Mayor, just real quick, this is not gonna stay just as an Oakland rec
Oh, hang on,
program.
Hold on, everybody hold up. We have.
Sorry, this is not just
Can
gonna
that
stay
just-
as an Oakland rec program. Next year, we're actually I'm gonna be staying on, against my will, to add this to something that the high school players will be doing as well. So we're gonna be adding in the girls and boys basketball teams from Indian Hills as well for next year.
That's great. That's awesome.
So
Thank you.
the more money we can raise, the better.
Thank you. We're going to take a 2-minute recess, and then we're going to regroup. Ready? Okay. All right, we're back in session. At this time, we are up to open space application public hearings. We have a public hearing for grant submittal for the Bergen County Historical Preservation Trust Fund Historic Site Survey. I have 26140, and we have 26141, public hearing for grant submittal, Bergen County Open Space Municipal Park Improvement Recreation Complex, dugouts and batting cages. Mr. Coons.
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, we have two public hearings on for open space grant applications tonight, as well as the authorizing resolutions on both of those. The first one is to the Bergen County Historic Preservation Trust Fund. The grant request is for $15,000 to support a historic site survey. Eric Schaumbach from the Oakland Historical Society is here. I think he'll probably comment during the public hearing perhaps and can answer any questions that you have. But the upshot of this is the last historic site survey the borough undertook was from 1999, and it needs to be updated to include certain additional properties that weren't included the last time around, and also to account, unfortunately, for some properties that have since been demolished. So the price quote we have right now for the full survey cost is $30,000. This is a 50% matching grant. And as you'll see later on the agenda with the grant agreement you're being asked to approve, the grant application and review and approval process with Bergen County takes a good 9 to 12 months. So this would be a 2027 project. And the match funding could probably come from either the Open Space Trust or be included in the 2027 operating budget. The second application is to the Bergen County Park Improvement Program, and the scope of this project would be to replace the batting cages at fields 2, 5, 6, and 8, and install new dugouts on fields 2 and 6. Megan Rotundo from the commission is here, and she can answer any questions you may have regarding some of the specifics on that. Total cost based on the quotes we've received to date is just shy of $225,000. It's also a 50% matching grant, so we would be asking for about $112,500 or so. This would also likely be a 27 or 28 project, and the match funding would come from either the 2027 capital budget or also the Open Space Trust Fund. And just so you're aware, the current balance in the trust is just shy of $800,000, although we do have some likely upcoming commitments to that with the basketball court project and the Van Allen House.
Thank you. Does anybody from the governing body have any questions for the administrator? No. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Rotundo or Mr. Schaumbach? Not seeing any? No. Okay. Moving on to...
No, you need to open to the public.
Oh, open to the public, sorry. Okay, motion to open to public.
Hearings. So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody from open to public wish to discuss this?
Sure.
Mr. Schaumbach.
Hi, I'm Eric Schaumbach, ERIK-SCHAUBACH, and I live at 61 Loyola Place. And I'm also president of the Oakland Historical Society. I would like to encourage you to vote to submit this application. This is a very important first step in the process of preserving Oakland's history. So pretty much what the Historic Site Survey will do is it will identify buildings and also realize what resources that we have that need to be preserved, and also how to preserve them. So this would be, the survey would identify buildings that could be put into a historic preservation element in the master plan. And that would help prevent demolitions like we had with the Demarest Hopper House in September on Breakneck Road. Also, what a historic site survey will do is if and when, hopefully when, if we have a historic commission in town, it will help inform the historic commission about how to preserve buildings, how to go about doing that, and working with the people who own them. Also, one of the interesting things about historic preservation is it can also lead to other aspects that will help improve the town. So historic preservation is also an important part of, also an important consideration in a downtown revitalization plan. So I know that the council is interested in that. This would also be a key part of revitalizing Oakland's commercial district. And there's just intangible benefits as well. I had the great opportunity to give programs with the Oakland Historical Society on Colonial Day at our elementary schools. So all of our fifth graders participated in 2 of the schools in the last week or so, and then 1 in March, in doing colonial activities. And I was thinking, I was a 5th grader during the bicentennial. And here I am 50 years later giving programs for these kids. And these kids, I told them, you could someday be Historical Society's president and be doing the same thing I am. So I think about what kind of Oakland do we want to have? And I think we would want to preserve what we have for those kids and then their 5th graders as well. So please consider voting yes on this application. Thank you very much.
Before you leave, Mr. Schrobeck, does anybody from the governing body have any questions for Mr. Schrobeck?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Are many of the historical sites privately owned?
Many of them are, but not all of them.
What are the costs or benefits? What are the benefits and what are the potential drawbacks to this study to the private homeowners who might have these historical sites?
Doing the study, I don't think there's any drawbacks. Of course, I think people would have some questions about how will it affect my property and so on. But this is just a study. This is just a survey. And those decisions will be made later. So it all depends on how the master plan element, the historic preservation element of the master plan is written. It all depends upon if the council decides to have a historic commission, the council will write the ordinance yourselves. And you'll decide what power that commission would have and what they can do and what they cannot do, what they can regulate, what they cannot regulate. So it's just really a step in a long journey of preserving historic sites. And I really would like to think of this as a community effort. I think I've noticed that people are interested in the history. And I would like the community to come together and support historic preservation. So it's just really the first step in a journey of discussion and collaboration and coming to a vision of what we want Oakland to be, I think.
So it's not a designation then of a historic site being historic, is it?
No, that would take, you'd have to apply for designation on the National Register and state registers. That would require additional paperwork. But it would determine what we have of value, as I understand it.
Well, my question is because someone a long time ago designated the Stream House as a historic site, which
yes,
in my opinion was not historic. Van Allen House definitely is, but in my opinion, humble opinion, the Stream House wasn't. But we could not touch it because of that designation. And we had to jump through hoops for years. And I just hope that doesn't happen with private property owners.
Well, it would be different with private property owners because just because something's on the national or state registers doesn't mean that they can't tear it down. As we know with what happened with the Demarest Hopper House. Okay. It's an identification. And as I understand it, governmental bodies are more bound by that than private owners.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
So this is to showcase the historical value that we have in Oakland for those who are interested and those who want to deeply study and who want to experience it and who want to herald it and who want to really celebrate it.
Well, that, but also identifying it in a technical way. So members of the Historical Society, we know what buildings are historic, but we don't have the technical expertise to really do this. That's why there's the need for the grant and the study.
Thank you.
I would love to have that technical expertise, but I would have to study for about a year or more to get it. But
So, Mr. Schobach, this is really nothing more than an inventory at this time, correct?
Yes, that's the
So
best way to do it.
identifying where these historical properties are.
Yes.
To be incorporated into the master plan as a designation.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It's an inventory. That's
An
the best way to
inventory.
describe
Okay.
it.
Thank you for the clarity.
Sure.
Anybody else? Not seeing, do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Schobach.
Okay, thank you very much.
Does anybody else
Can I ask
wish to
Eric
come?
a question?
Oh, sure, good.
So Eric, you're talking about the Demarest house.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do, would that prevent a Demarest house situation?
The survey would not.
Okay, so this is just a designation thing.
Yeah, it would
So,
just identify.
I think what
buildings.
Matt was alluding to was, now you're going to tell somebody on Rampo Valley Road that their houses, or a component of it, is considered historic. Now, there are, in real estate situation, pros and cons to it.
Yes, of course.
So my
Yeah.
question is, because Rich says this ain't gonna go down until 2027.
Yeah.
So what happened at Demarest, which was done properly through the building department and was approved,
Yes.
even with what you're gonna do, you're not gonna prevent the Demarest.
The survey would not do that.
Right, it's just to designate it.
It's just to identify it, yeah.
So, I mean, we could tell it's older. You can go ask, what's her face, because she was around so long, she'll tell you. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, we know it. Why do we need to spend the money? What's our benefit? I'm not against it. I like the idea.
Yeah.
But you gotta be a student not to know what's an old house and what's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why spend all this money? I think you should take it to the next level. It's nice to know, okay, this building's this or that. I'd rather go through the tough thing and put up a moniker or whatever, or a sign that this is historic George Washington, whoever was hanging out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So why spend that money? What's the benefit? That you know? You drive around, you can tell what house is old or not.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I would rather see that money to go to something that you don't have that incident on Demarest, or that Demarest house.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the end game?
That's right, it is.
All right, so is this part of the process to get to that?
This is part of the
So
process.
that Demarest never happens again?
Yes.
All right, that's the only way you can do it?
Because if to prevent the situation with the Demarest Hopper House, there would have to be a historic preservation element in the master plan. And in order to incorporate that, there are legal implications. You would have to have professionals really evaluate and do that.
So give us a round number. Like, is it gonna cost us 20 grand each house to have it designated? Or is it
I
gonna
don't think
5
so.
grand, or we get a quantity discount if we do like 50
Mayor,
houses in one shot?
if I can, what we're talking about is a survey.
Understood.
It's a means of identifying, it is not a means of designating any property as being historic, meaning it's not the same as seeking inclusion on the state or national registers.
Understood.
That's not this at all.
But what's the end game? Do we need this to go on to do this historic register? Do we want it? Do you know what I mean?
The first step, doing the survey, would identify potential properties that could be taken further to be put on the National Register. The initial surveys did identify a neighborhood in Oakland that could potentially be a historic district.
No, I'm good with it. I just, you know,
Trying to understand.
to me, drive around, I can tell you which ones are old.
Well,
You
so
know,
could I, but-
Any of us.
but yeah.
You don't have to be an expert for that. Where are we going? We're gonna spend 30 grand, you know, what's the next step?
That's the first step.
You know, and then
next
the
step
other
would be.
problem I have is if we're gonna make it historic designation, the homeowner might freak out and knock it down because they don't want it, because some people have different perceptions of it being a plus or minus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is the Historic Society or the Borough of Oakland protected? I mean, we can't get involved in private ownership rights, but at the same time, what happens if by doing this now these people start to knock them down or refurbish them or things like that?
My primary concern in raising that question, Mr. Russo, was the infringement on homeowner rights and what this could do, and whether this would restrict a homeowner's rights to improve, expand, or demolish and rebuild and replace.
I mean, yeah, we don't have a whole contiguous neighborhood like in Cape May and other areas throughout Jersey where, you know, it's very restrictive and inclusive.
Have other towns, what are some other towns that have done things like this?
Pompton Lakes, Mawa. I've actually visited the Historic Commission meetings in Pompton Lakes, Mawa, Wyckoff, and Ridgewood. But there's others. Closter has one. There are quite a few, actually. And they have done historic site surveys. They also have historic commissions, and those are the commission meetings that I visited. But again, if you have a historic commission, that's separate. That's not what we're discussing tonight. But the survey would be basically seeing what you have, and then once you see it and you have professionals evaluate it, then they would recommend how to go forward with it.
So you decide other things?
Yeah.
So walk me through the process. Let's say you go down 202, and let's just go to the Enterprise building.
Yeah.
The old wigwam. What's the process that takes place?
Well, again, I haven't done one of these. I'm just kind of conjecturing. But that building was built by your ancestor, and it had a historic character. And it was included in the 1982-83 survey. But however, it was modified sometime shortly after that, and its historic features were taken off. So the question is, would that be an eligible building or not? I don't know. This is why we need to have professionals do a survey. They could evaluate that and say, no, it's too far gone. It's not worth fixing. Or you could do this, this, and this to try to restore it back to its original look. But again, as the president of the Historical Society, I'm limited in my ability in knowledge. I mean, I know the history of the building, but it would just depend on what recommendations would be given, and then what everyone decides how to proceed with it. So I wish I could have more specific answers, but this is really just the first step of inventorying and identifying, as you said. So.
Anybody else have any further questions?
Is it possible that this would open up any funding from a historical perspective?
Yes, that's the beauty of it. So if you identify historic buildings in this relatively more formal process, rather than just, hey, that's an old building there, this would be more systematic, and then you would evaluate the criteria then you'd have criteria that if the building fits the criteria, then you could be eligible to apply for grants and funding. So it does open up some opportunities. But again, these are later steps.
So this creates a tool that the town could possibly use in the future?
Yes, exactly. Yes, a tool for planning and a tool for getting grants and funding and other such activities. So.
And we're fortunate enough to have Mr. Russo, a real estate expert, present. What does this do to a homeowner's value? If they're designated a historic site, does that do anything to the?
I had a deal in Waldwick where it was a negative impact.
Would you stand up, please?
I'm sorry.
Come up here and talk.
I had a deal in Waldwick.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
That had somewhat of a negative impact on it. It does limit them on what they can do.
It's like a pool, like some people want a pool, some people don't want a pool?
Yeah. Some people love that spot. I mean, listen, I'm just worried that if we do this, you come up with the survey and then they're gonna dismantle it and then you don't even have a shot at it. And the only reason why I'm asking Eric, I love the idea, but I didn't know, where are we going? What's the end game? If you want to know what the buildings are old, we can drive around, it's easy to see. But to answer your question, it's on a case-by-case business situation. Because what are they going to do? Like, I don't know, we don't have enough, like, by the golf station, the house, all right, let's use that, all right? Let's say we're going to knock down the golf, and the house next to it, we're going to put, I'll say a dirty word, affordable. You guys are all mad about it. Listen, we're going to put a multi-unit in, all right? A multi-family.
Single-family house?
What's that? Multi-family.
Single-family house.
We're going to make a mansion over there.
There you go.
All right. So maybe we can't do it because of the historic aspect on it. All right, that's where it would be, I think, a negative, you know? And then there's other situations that I've seen where they take it, like I was working on the Borough Mansion in Patterson, and they have a historic society there. We have people sleeping in there. They didn't have a place to stay. So to stay warm, they started a fire. Anyway, burnt half the place. But in order to sell that, we have to maintain the exterior integrity. What you do inside, obviously you want to upgrade all the HVAC, the bathrooms and stuff like that. So it's on a case-by-case basis. I think if it was part of an assemblage, which, you know, I'm just using the Gulf Station off the top of my head because I think everybody recognized that building.
Where's the Gulf Station?
Isn't it Gulf?
BP station.
BP, well, I've shown my age. The guy that wanted to do a car wash, where we start the Memorial Day Parade, that corner.
Just don't want you confusing people.
All right. So where we start, at the bottom of Dogwood, on the corner of Dogwood and Info. So let's just say somebody wanted to develop that. If the historic situation was on there, you probably couldn't. So that's where it would hurt.
Does this designate, my understanding in this dialogue is this designation does not put any restrictions. It's simply identifying the buildings and their age.
Yeah, this is a survey identifying the buildings and their history and what features still remain. The designations and restrictions would be from the council and the planning board, essentially. So it's up to you.
Any further questions?
I have a question. William Sisti, 12 Eagle Crest. To talk about these historic buildings, there was a mention a couple of months ago when you made some talk about it, a 100-year-old building. Now, I had a house in Montclair. Every house in Montclair is 100 and change years old, so the whole town's historic. What defines an historic building in a town like Oakland besides driving around? Yeah, that one's old. That's an old one, but old's like 1926, not, 1876. So how do you define an historic building in a town like Oakland?
Well, I think it would be, the Secretary of the Interior has standards. So it's not just something that's old. So take, for example, the Van Allen House. That has several different criteria that make it worthy of the National Register. One is it's associated with a national figure in national history, i.e. George Washington.
The Van Allen House would qualify, and the Fox Home on Upper 202 there, that guy's been around forever, that house.
Because of the architecture, the early stone architecture, the stone houses in Bergen County.
But someone built a house in Oakland in 1927, and it's still surviving, got an old cape or something. Would that be historic?
It would depend. So, not necessarily.
With any kind of historic history, like the history of the house also goes into play. It usually just can't be old. There has to be some historical significance.
Just because the guy's in
to
an
the
old
building.
house, it's not to be historic.
Yeah, there has to be usually some kind of tie to it.
Eventually my house and...
Yeah, my house too.
It'll eventually become historic and,
Yeah,
then we won't have to deal with that.
to be on the register, usually has to have some kind of historical significance to the town.
And also I might add, somewhere in the library, when I first moved to town, when 287 opened, they had a whole shelf of 287 documents with Indian locations, and they did a historical evaluation of all the properties around whatever the requirements were for 287. Like that one house, that's the dentist's office there, right before you get on 287 North. That house was deemed kind of historic, but they said since there's so much alterations done to it, doesn't make a difference. They got a couple things in the roof, but that's about it. I guess the wigwam would be the same. It was an older building, but it's been tin canned up, it's modified. It just looked like any other building now. So, all right, I was just wondering about that. All right, thank you.
Any further discussions, any questions, Mr. Schulbeck? Not saying anything?
Can I just respond to that comment?
Sure.
Is that okay? So basically, yes, if something's just old, it doesn't necessarily qualify. So architectural features, like I said, the historic figure, certain kind of construction, which is unique. So not everything that's old would be eligible. So, but that's what the survey is intended to do. Sift things out, sift out the things that would not apply, and really identify those that need attention. So,
thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else wish to ask a question? How you doing? Dave Richardson, 320 Rample Valley Road. Just a couple things. I'm just wondering why they're not putting out the flower pots. Hang on, where this is public hearing, this is not open to public yet.
This is still his.
Oh, this is still. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was today open. No.
You gotta wait till, my hearing's not that good, so.
Okay. Any questions concerning this?
Can we
Comments?
get Pat designated?
Addressing the attorney in this building, that could be descriptive.
Do I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All right, we have in front of us Resolution 26-140, authorized grant submittal, Bergen County Historical Preservation Trust Fund. Do I have a motion to approve? So moved. There you go. Do I have a second? I'm sorry? Second. Second? Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Okay, we're up to 26-141, authorized grant submittal for Bergen County Open Space for improvements to recreation complex. Do I have a motion open to public?
So moved.
Second.
Second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody have any questions about 26-141 for improvements to the rec complex? Ms. Rotundo?
Thank you. 21 Algonquin Trail.
And also you're the rec commissioner.
Yes,
Okay.
Commissioner, right. So this is basically to replace some of the batting cages because, and the softball dugouts. Some of the batting cages need to be improved because they're older. One of them is completely shut down because of safety. It's like not usable at all. So this would enable us to do some of the safety upgrades that we need to do right now, add impact absorbent padding, replace the weathered netting now, and add one on field 6 where there's nothing. It's going to be sort of flexible that we can remove it in the off season, so in the fall it wouldn't be there at all. And essentially it would extend the useful life of all the cages because usage would be spaced out. And then regarding the dugouts for field 2 and field 6, I don't know who's familiar with it, but it's essentially right now just dirt and benches. So we would look to basically do what we have on field 3 and field 9, which is concrete slab and an overhang. So it would be a little less upkeep for DPW. The overhang provides shade protection from the elements, protection from flying balls, sun, rain. The last time we did that was for Field 9, you remember, and Field 3 in 2016, which I was researching to try to do that. Prices are not the same as then. But same company, we did all the research, but it's essentially the same concept. You can see what we have on Field 9 and Field 3. It's the same idea, be a little smaller because Field 2 is like a smaller space, but same concept.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Rotundo?
Would that be the last field that needs dugouts, or?
No.
Right, field 7, right? Field 7.
4.
Yeah.
4 is like tight, but it's like a lot smaller. We're doing replacing the benches in Field 1 right now because they probably were there when I was playing, which is old. But the overhang is there. So we're trying to do like little by little what we can, but Field 4 is not, Field 7 is not, but 2 and 6 are like the big ones.
Right.
It's just like straight up dirt now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's time.
It's time, and it would be in line. It would look similar. We'd try to pick the same color. So like if you're driving down, and then equality between baseball and softball.
Would the construction disrupt the rec schedule or any of the?
We'd have to do it. We would do it like in the off season. We talked to the guy about doing it. It would also be out of the way. So it would be if we did in the fall. They don't have any. Their fall ball they play away, so it wouldn't affect softball and baseball. And the cages they could just not. They could do that anytime. They just would not be able to use those cages. That would be fine.
Anybody else? Not seeing any? Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Rotundo. Any from the public wish to comment? Not seeing anybody, do I have a motion to close? So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, you have before you 26-141, authorized grant submittal for Bergen County Open Space Municipal Park Improvement Recreation Complex. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Saliani, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Who's had the second? Bill? Bill? Okay. Roll call.
Council President Palomini,
Coach your kids, yes.
Councilman Dumbert,
Yes.
Councilman Eilert,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose,
Yes.
and Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we are up to public comment. Do I have a motion to open to public?
So moved.
I'll second. Who had the second?
First we do mayor's report.
Oh, I skipped the mayor's report, I'm sorry.
You really want it?
I'm already on the other page. Okay.
Talked too much already.
All right, for the mayor's report, I have a couple items. First of all, there is a public hearing on August 24th, the case management follow-up for affordable housing. I'm sorry, April 24th. I just want to defer to my attorney briefly so you can explain to the residents exactly what that means and what we're dealing with.
Thank you, Mayor. During the ongoing negotiations in line with the fourth round obligations for affordable housing, the judge has requested that all parties come in to just discuss the progress that's been made so far in these negotiations. As the mayor said, it will be open to the public for the most part, unless there's any times at which the judge sees fit to bring the parties in separately. But it would just be a matter of discussing the different lawsuits which are taking place right now, and the potential to keep the builder's remedy lawsuits from affecting the town.
And at this time, we don't know whether it's going to be done virtually or it's going to be in person, correct? We don't have the time yet, correct?
That's correct.
Or how it's going to be done, okay. And when do we expect to find that out so we can notify the public?
I would say within a week before, so we're getting any day now where the judge would probably tell us, the judge's chambers.
Okay, very good. Once we get that information, we'll certainly share that with the public for all those residents who wish to attend. Thank you. Also tomorrow, concerning affordable housing, we have a meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock with New Jersey DEP to discuss water allocation in regards to the sewage plants for the Roper property. So that's taking place tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We have a baseball softball parade on May 2nd, 9 a.m. We have some good news from the Arbor Day Foundation. I received a letter that says, "Dear Mayor Eric Kamala, on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Tree City USA program. I'm happy to extend my warmest congratulations to Oakland on receiving a 2025 Tree City USA recognition. This well-deserved recognition is a testament to your community's unwavering commitment to planting trees, taking care of, and the celebration of trees. In an era where cities and towns are facing increased challenges related to air quality, public health, and climate resilience, nurturing urban forests has never been more important. By prioritizing tree stewardship, you have not only helped enhance Oakland's livability, but you've also invested in a healthier, more sustainable future for your residents. The Arbor Day Foundation, Tree City USA, has a long legacy of supporting the nationwide of passionate organizations and tireless tree planters since 1976. We've recognized thousands of communities of all sizes have created and maintained green spaces. While we all work in different corners of the country, we are working in unison to create a positive change through trees. To be named the Tree City USA is part of being something bigger. So once again, congratulations on this outstanding achievement, and thank you for your dedication to Oakland's tree canopy. We believe the cities take care of their trees, take care of their people. So I want to just congratulate the Shade Tree Commission for all the fine work they've done. And as you know, we've got an arborist that we works on a part-time basis, and Oakland's really pretty serious about our trees, especially here right at the foot of the Ramapo Mountain. So thank you for the hard work. What else do I have here? We have two other announcements. There is a town park cleanup on Saturday, April 25th, 9 a.m. Meet at the Danny D Building. Bring sturdy shoes, pants, and gloves, garbage, and you'll be provided garbage bags and pickup tools. I've done this several years. It's really rewarding to go around cleaning up the community. It's just a really nice program. And I just have a question for Mr. Coons. I already know the answer, but I think it's important that our public understand. Mr. Coons, would you please give the governing body and the residents an update on where we are with the Pompton Lakes garbage program?
Sure. So Pompton Lakes DPW has been in touch with our DPW. and they're starting the route planning process and route familiarization process. Pompton Lakes has gone through the contracting process for renting the vehicles and ordering the new vehicles and the dumpsters. And they also have a job ad out for the staff that they will need to provide the service. So that hiring process will be, ongoing through May.
Thank you. Also, Mr. Coons, I've received a couple questions from residents. They're wondering if they can use the recycling center at this time?
Unfortunately, no. The program starts and the contract begins to be middle of the year. So once, we get past July 4th, that'll be open and available. And we'll have more details coming out on how you actually access that, that little bit to flesh out there. So, and we will again be having a general mailer going out to everybody explaining this in some more detail.
Thank you. All right, that concludes my report. Now we're open to public comment. Do I have a motion to open to public?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Richardson?
Again, Dave Richardson, 320 Ramble Valley Road. Just a couple things. I started to say about, they used to put the nice planters along 202 out here. They don't do that program anymore?
Mr. Coons, wasn't the benefactor wasn't providing the flowers?
Yeah. Yeah, those flowers were always donated.
So I don't think they did it last year either.
I don't recall.
No, I don't think we did.
No. So, I mean, it always looks nice along there. I live right across from the park, it's a nice setting and everything. So, yeah, I'd like to see it back there again.
Okay.
All right. One other thing. I've talked to the traffic officer in Oakland about this, because I cut through River Road and around the rec field all the time, right? Well, that stop sign coming from the rec field, from the trestle to Spring Ave, where it makes it, nobody stops there. I almost got hit again today, head on. People come around that corner, they don't even slow down. I'd suggest, how about putting a speed bump there? Slow these people down. Somebody's gonna get hurt there one day. How many times I told Frank Fiore about it, and he says, well, it's an illegal stop sign. Well, what's the stop sign sitting there then for if it's not legal?
Mr. Coons, can you...
Put a sign up there with a flashing halo on it, or put up there full stop, like they do at the bottom of Franklin and 202 there. You can't make the right turn on the red unless you stop and then go full stop. Why don't they do this to here? I mean, it's dangerous there. Because it's a blind turn. There's a house on a corner there that parks his cars right there by the stop sign, and you can't see anybody coming until you're halfway through that turn, and then here comes somebody whipping around a corner blowing the stop sign. It's going to happen someday. Murphy's Law.
Mr. Coons, can you discuss this with the police chief?
Yeah, I already made a note.
Okay.
And one other thing.
What do you got?
When's the contractor going to pave McCoy Road?
Oh, so what we're waiting on is, we've been in contact with them. They're waiting. The last thing I heard, Mr. Coons, keep me honest, was when we spoke to them, they're waiting for the high school break so they can do that road.
Oh,
but I can follow up. But
yeah, that's a mess down there.
It's imminent because they had to let the trench settle for 6 months. All that's ready to go. It's just a matter of getting the paving done.
Okay, great.
So we are on top of them.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's horrible.
Is that road? I'll go that way anymore. I go Franklin Avenue.
Good evening, Chopper Russo, 392 Rampart Valley Road. I'm going to come up twice because you have the hat lady rule of 3 minutes. So I'm just coming here as a resident, and then after Danny, I'll come up with public address.
Thank you.
I am on the shade tree, and I saw that email, and I congratulate them. I'm only a newer member, and that's great. And we're known for our trees. And it's a perfect segue for where I want to lead to. We tried to attempt to make the downtown and the Veterans Park look better, lighting it up for the holiday season. But you guys got to look at it like Picasso. You got a blank canvas. You got these beautiful trees around Veterans Park. We got that split rail fence. I know that there's an electric issue, but it's April. No one's here in November, December. But if we can get some electric down there in DPW and we invest in some new lights, we could do the split rails, we could light up all the trees, all right? And I know from being at Shade Tree, they got trees coming. I know we cut some trees down or whatever along the walkway there. But I really, look, you look at John up at 116 Chickasaw. What a beautiful place. People travel from all over. Well, while they're here, why can't they come downtown? I mean, we're a Tree City USA for what, the 20-something year? Let's show off our trees, let's light them up. I know it's electric that we need to get there, I understand there's an expense, all right? But it's a long-term investment. You can make the kids happy, you could get the kids involved, you could have them come up with different, decorations or things that we could have for years. They could do a competition. At a meeting last night, somebody was talking about in their town, during COVID, they gave them sheets of plywood and the kids cut out all different shapes, snowman or whatever, and they've been using them for years. We could do that, I mean, what we do, it's almost like, Charlie Brown Christmas, the way it looks in relationship with the number of the trees. I know we attempted to improve it this year, but, that was kind of...
That was not an improvement.
It wasn't an improvement. So what I'm saying is, we have the ability, we have the canvas, let's work with it, all right? We know now it's April, let's get some electric in there. Let's do that, light it up nice. Let's make it an attraction like it should be. It's the center of our town, So I said as a resident, I'm gonna leave and I'll be back for the public events.
Danny DeWitt, 7 Fordham Road, also a member of the Oakland Fire Department. One question. This year is the 25th anniversary of 9/11. I'm wondering, the last couple years since, I guess, 4 years ago, I picked up doing a ceremony at the firehouse. For the 25th anniversary, I was wondering if the town was planning on any kind of event. If not, because you let me know, because I start now to schedule for September.
Dan, I think that obviously this is the 25th anniversary, and being a member of the department, I understand how important it is to us in the fire service and the police service. And certainly I agree with your assessment. Why don't we have a meeting next week with myself, the administrator, and the public events liaison, and let's have that conversation. I think it's important that we recognize the 25th anniversary in a proper way. The fire department has always been that stopgap by putting that presentation together at the firehouse, but really, this is a
25th
quarter of a century.
Right.
Yeah, Mayor, if I may too, this is something where we haven't settled on any sort of idea for what that ceremony would look like. So again, I think the meeting is timely, but it is something that we'd identified, even though it's not related to the 250th celebration. It's something that did come up sort of in that venue as we were talking about celebrations and events. And I know the DPW has some ideas for what they'd like to do in the park to honor the 25th as well. So I think the timing on this is good to sit down and have the conversation.
Because for the 20th anniversary, the town did something down in Vets Park.
Well, and that was tied to the dedication of the monument.
That was the monument.
Right, but then it was said, right after that the town was gonna pick it up every year. The next year, nothing was done, and there was a bunch of people that were mad between the police department and fire department. That's why we picked it up. I picked it up at the firehouse. So, all right?
So Danny, I'll reach out to you. It won't be this week, but it'll be next week.
Yeah.
But let's get together and let's come up with some ideas and put this together.
Because it don't take me a month. It takes me like 3 months to get the food and all of that when I do it at the firehouse. All right? Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Danny.
Chaparuso, 392 Rampart Valley Road. Yeah, Oakland
Different
Public
hat.
Events. Thank you to all the team members of Oakland Public Events. We got the best crew we've ever had. They did a fabulous job for the Easter egg hunt. But there again, we need electric. All the times we have our events over there, we have two significant ones. We have our Easter egg hunt, and then we have the Halloween. We need electric. Danny's been good trying to get us the generator with the lights. I mean, you don't really need the lights at 10 o'clock in the morning, but we need to use the electric. We're there often enough. I just asked that we could put some electric there, all right, which will tie into the previous guy that was talking about electric, so we got that all in the package.
So, on the Easter egg hunt, I was looking at that. I went into the library to see. So there's the stairwell on the corner there, where I mean, in my if you ran, 4 circuits, that would be plenty for what we need. It's just a matter of getting the power there, and I think it would be something we could run along the building on the outside rather than on the inside, because that's the the stairwell makes it difficult, but then the rest of that it's a finished room. It's not something.
Maybe you could tie in with the Christmas lights things when the guy that was here before.
Yeah, so we could definitely look at that, but yeah, if we had permanent power there, it would make everything so much easier. You know, at one point we had a coffee pot plugged in, and the breaker had tripped on the generator, and so the coffee pot was cold. You know.
Yeah.
Council town meeting, since you're an electrician, you want to head that up?
Well, sure. I'm
There you go.
happy to talk to whoever. All right.
All right. Memorial Day Parade is shaping up well. As you know, we're not really a town that does the 4th of July, so our kind of 4th of July or our celebration of our country is Memorial Day. Looks like big attendance. Maine put it together. It's got like 7 bands coming, and we have some outside other groups coming, so it should be, and it's always the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. We start to set up at 12, and we start promptly at 1 p.m. Okay, the council members, as always, and Maine got some more horses, so I'll be at the end with the shovels. That's my gig. Listen, they upgraded me with a bucket with wheels somehow. Our biggest fundraiser for Oakland public events is the carnival. The carnival is what pays for Halloween, the Christmas tree menorah lighting, along with the new holiday stroll. I didn't say crawl. And the Easter egg hunt, and the Memorial Day Parade. And this year it will be the Wednesday through Saturday before Father's Day, which is June 17th to the 20th. It's going to be $40 a night for unlimited, each and every night. You will have an opportunity up until that Wednesday evening to buy it at the discount. All right, it's all with the kiosk, it's all, you know, with the credit cards. All right. We are going to be his only venue this year, so we're probably going to get a couple more rides than usual. All right, so, and then one other thing I want to just reach out to everybody with all the different nonprofits. You know, like people that are involved in the different nonprofits, it changes. But no one tells us about the emails. So I'm just reaching out to everybody who traditionally has a tent there that cooks the food. If members have changed, just reach out to us at the Oakland Public Events so we can update it. All right? That's it. I didn't hit the 3 minutes today.
Anybody else from the public? Not seeing anybody. Have a motion to close.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Saliani. We're up to approval of... All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're up to approval of minutes, March 24th, 2026. I know they've been distributed, you've had a chance to review them. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Mr. Saliani.
Second.
Second, Mr. Eiler. All in favor?
Aye.
Any changes? Okay, we're good. All right, we're up to March 24th, 2026, executive session minutes. As you know, if anybody has any changes, they can only be done in executive session. At this point, does anybody have any changes or changes on the executive session?
I have to abstain for both the minutes and the executive session.
All right, so we'll do a roll call on the 24th. Okay, we do a roll call.
On the minutes first?
Yeah, for the minutes for 24th, roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Abstain?
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Okay, we're up to March 24th executive. Anybody changes? Not seeing any. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Saliani, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All right, roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Abstain?
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
All right, we're up to special announcements and appointments. We have authorized raffle license RL 1597 for the Valley Middle School PTO on May 30th for a tricky tray in support of the Valley Middle School PTO at 71 Oak Street. We also have authorized raffle license RL 1598 for the Valley Middle School PTO on May 30th for a 50-50 in support of the Valley Middle School PTO. And we have authorized raffle license RL 1599 for the Ramapo Bergen Animal Refuge on September 30th, 2026 for a raffle in support of maintaining shelter expenses, medical care, food, and supplies at 2 Shelter Lane in Oakland, New Jersey. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Eilert, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Rose? Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
I have an appointment for the Oakland Sustainable Green Team. It's a mayoral appointment. I will be appointing Cheryl Kirkland. Kurland, Kurland. Congratulations, Cheryl. All right, we have the following resolution. We'll do this as a consent agenda unless somebody wants it pulled out. We have 26-134, resolution authorizing discharge of tax lien 22-00041. 26-135, resolution authorizing discharge of tax lien 20-00064. 26-136, resolution authorizing recreation refunds. 26-137, resolution authorizing code enforcement refund. 26-138, amend contract with planner for affordable housing planning services. 26-139, authorize and hire a substitute bus driver for the senior center. And 26-142, resolution authorizing grant agreement between Bergen County Park Improvements Program for the basketball courts. Does anybody wish to pull any out?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes,
Item
sir.
number 142.
142, very good. Anybody else?
Did you reference 138, or did I miss it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's for the planner. All right.
No.
With the exception of 26-142, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Talamini, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Dumpert. Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Pignatelli, 26-142, resolution to grant Bergen County basketball courts.
Yes, I'm sure the council remembers when this came up the last time for a vote by the council, I voted no. I'm still not in favor of spending $50,000 for 2 basketball courts on the other side of town when we have basketball courts at the rec field. I think that's where people are going to go. I don't think they're going to go on the other end of town to 2 basketball courts to play. I just don't think it's a wise way. It's a good way of spending tax dollar. I know we're getting a grant for it, a partial grant, but even if it's a grant, I don't think it's a wise way of spending our money. So I would vote no. That's just my opinion.
I appreciate you bringing that up, but technically Oakland Rec doesn't have any basketball courts. The basketball courts are all based on the schools. So Oakland Recreation doesn't have their own basketball courts, just so you're
I
aware.
stand corrected, but there are two other basketball courts at the rec field, near the rec field.
But not open to the public.
Just don't think it's a good way of spending money.
But this was if I remember correctly, Mr. Coons, this was a recommendation from the Oakland Rec Commission, correct?
Yeah, this was their funding request last year.
Okay. Any further discussion? Not seeing any?
Is there a concern about DEP approvals?
That's all done.
It's all done?
Yeah.
Approved?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, we haven't had to apply for a permit, right?
Pardon me?
Right, so we haven't had to apply or secure a DEP permit. It's our understanding from looking at the site and reviewing this and the environmental constraints with our engineer that the site that was depicted on the grant application is, outside of any riparian zone, environmental constraint, it's impervious surface. It was selected because of the fact that there would not be any environmental impacts to it.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Coons, if I remember correctly, wasn't there existing asphalt there as well?
Yeah, there's like concrete and
Yeah,
stuff there.
there's
yeah.
impervious surface to begin with. Okay. Any further discussion? No? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve 26-142?
So moved.
Mr. Saliani, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Talamini. Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
I agree with Councilman Pignatelli, and I'll vote no.
Councilman Eilert?
No.
Councilman Pignatelli?
No.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Mayor, we have a tie. You'll have to break the tie.
Okay, based upon the fact that this was a request that came from the Rec Commission, I am going to I'm going to vote in favor of supporting the basketball courts.
Thank you.
All right, we're up to ordinance, final adoption of 26 Code 988, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits to establish a cap bank pursuant to NJSA 404:4-45.14. This was introduced at the last meeting. This is now open for public comment. Mr. Cruz, you want to just give everybody just a quick review on this?
Sure. This is part of the budget adoption process. What the cap bank ordinance does is it authorizes additional spending authority of 1.5%. So you go up from the 2% appropriation cap that was set up to an allowable 3.5%. Anything that is not spent this year, I do not believe that I don't have the exact amount off the top of my head that we're actually going up to this year anymore. But that spending authority gets reserved for either of the subsequent 2 budget cycles.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to open to public?
So, second.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody from the public wish to discuss 26 Code 988, cap bank? Not seeing anybody. Do I have a motion to close? Second, Mr. Pignatelli. Do I have a motion to adopt 26 Code 988, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits to establish a cap bank pursuant to NJSA 40A 4-45.14? Mr. Talamini, do I have a second? Mr. Second?
Second.
Mr. Eilert? Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Okay, we're up to work session, amend road opening ordinance. Mr. Coons.
Yeah, so we last substantively revised, did I get that right, Ben?
Close enough.
Okay, good. Revised our road opening code back in 2024. It hadn't been updated for a very long time prior to that. And since then, as you know, PSE&G has been in town. They were operating on a permit that was granted before that road opening code was amended. So they were operating under the old set of rules, and it's been taking them a long period of time. So we wanted to go back through the ordinance and make sure that going forward, that there were some provisions in there that would tighten up that time frame where, you know, a utility company or somebody else couldn't just sort of have an open permit in perpetuity. And what we found was actually 2 conflicting versions that were adopted in the code, because we had sort of taken several different ordinances when we were looking at revising ours and sort of, you know, placing it together, taking what we thought was the best of each. But there wound up being a conflicting provision. So one of the changes we'd like to make here would eliminate one of those provisions that states a permit expires within 30 days. There's already another existing provision in the code that states that work has to start within 3 months and be completed in 60 days, and that gets a possible 60-day extension upon review by the engineer. We think that's a reasonable provision there. And the other thing that we'd like to do is there's been some issues with the amount of advance notice we get on some of these, you know, road closures that we have to effectuate. That's not really fair to the residents or the motoring public or to the PD as we're trying to schedule officers to cover this work too. So what we had adopted has a 24, like a 1 day, 24-hour notice provision. We'd like to extend that to at least 3 days to provide that proper notice for business reasons. So those are the, you know, changes we'd like to move ahead with at the next meeting.
I have a question.
So before it was, they had 30 days, now we're going to give them 60 days to finish closing the road?
No, as I said, both provisions are currently in the code that we had amended in 2024. The issue really came to light when PSE&G has been working for, you know, well over a year on a permit they acquired, you know, probably 18, 20 months ago.
Expiration of the permit.
Right. How long do you have to start the work and do the work?
How about,
You know,
how about finish, do we have anything in there about finished paving?
the language in what we adopted basically says the trenches are supposed to go through one freeze-thaw cycle to ensure proper compaction before final repaving.
So if the trench is dug during the summer.
Supposed to wait.
Pardon?
They're supposed to wait until after
the next frost?
Until after the winter, until the spring, yeah.
I think that's too much.
Okay.
Personally, I mean, that means they could have 6, 7 months that the road be.
Yeah, and we had some extensive discussion on that very point. And there's proper trench repair and there's proper trench repair, right? It's something we can always make sure that they come back and they try to keep that trench in good repair. They have to pave it, right? But you have to give sufficient time for it to settle too, because you don't want them to repave it, turn it back over to us, and then there's a problem, 6 months or a year down the line.
But on that point, they could tamp it and shorter lifts, and it wouldn't be a problem. I mean, there are mechanical machines that will tamp it so that you can pave. I mean, sure, if you just backfill, of course it's going to settle.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure.
if you have to do it in a certain amount of lifts, it will compact.
Is it, but is this based on, proper road maintenance, like this time frame?
Yeah, I mean, that was based after, we sought the opinion of the borough engineer, and they considered it and what would be.
Well, I'd like to
proper
talk
way
to the
of
borough
doing it.
engineer to see why they can't do it in shorter lifts, compact it with a compactor, and pave. I mean, because people are complaining to me that the roads remain open for a long period of time before they go back and pave it.
I also feel like if you don't do it properly the first time, you're just going back and redoing it. So I feel like if this is the proper steps to do it, then this is what we should do.
I can certainly attest to the fact that, remember when they did the trench work on Yawpo? And as you went to the upper part, the whole trench settled after several months. And it was just, and now we're stuck with this trench in the road instead of having a decent paving job that's going to last for the
But
next
did
10
they
years.
compact it with a mechanical compactor?
I'm not an engineer, so I can't answer that question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They should
I don't know,
compact it
given-
in 1 foot lifts with a
I
mechanical
don't know
compactor.
how often for this sort of utility work that's advisable. If you're talking about proximity to water mains or gas mains, I don't know how much you want to be vibrating right over that. But it's an engineering question. It's a question that I have.
Could we get the engineer to come to the meeting and maybe explain the process?
I think this is one of the most pressing issues that people face day to day, is driving through the neighborhoods and rattling their teeth out and losing fillings because of the way the road conditions are. So hearing from the engineer, I think at least would satisfy some questions that I have.
And I think the material they use to backfill with would be better than just organic material. I mean, I don't know if they're backfilling with sand that compacts easily, or they're backfilling with the virgin soil that was there when they dug it up.
Why don't we just table this? Mr. Coons, could you get the engineer here? None of us are engineers.
Yeah, I'll have him come to a.
Don't know what we're talking about. Maybe Mr. Yukimic can provide some insight on that. All right, does anybody have any new business? Old business?
Some old business, just, do we have any news on consolidating the voting polls?
No.
No.
Not at the moment, but I was actually, because we're getting ready now, we had a special election, now we have our primary, so between the primary and the general would be the time to get together with them and go see the one site we're considering that would allow us to move out of one school, or to see if they would allow us to move out of both schools to use that site.
Okay, because I know there was something moving in the assembly, I think, that they were talking about being able to vote anywhere in town.
Right.
If you live in Oakland, you could vote at any poll.
Right.
Similar to how I vote in Wyckoff every year on early voting.
Right.
So, if we could just figure that out, because I think it's important that we get the voting out of the schools.
Right. The goal would be to have it done for next primary. Which would be a year from now, because it takes time. We have to
Yes.
get it approved, and then we have to notice all the voters so they know where they're
As
going.
long as we get it out, I don't care.
Right. Okay.
I think we just need to stay on top of that.
Yep.
Any other old business?
I guess it could be considered old business. I wanted to thank some of the residents of Page Drive nearest Grove Street. They walked me through some of their concerns firsthand with the development behind their neighborhood. Seeing it through their perspective brought it to light for me. I had a good appreciation of the encroachment on their properties, but walking those property lines with them, walking the sand pits with them, and hearing their concerns drove home for me the disruption that would be caused by any development there. So I just wanted to thank those residents for the time that they took with me.
Anybody else? Nope.
Nope.
No, sorry. That's fine. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
All right. All right, we're up to council liaison reports. Let's start with Mr. Talamini.
So I just want to start, I just want to say thank you to the borough administrator and the borough clerk, Wendy and Rich, for all your help while I was the acting mayor for a couple weeks. You kept me in line and made sure I did what I had to do. But then
Did you
I
get the
want
street renamed?
and then I really want to say thank you to the mayor, doing his job for almost 3 weeks. I realized how much he does. People were requesting me to do things and meet them and go to things during the day, all hours of the night, and because they got that attention from the mayor, and I'm not available as much as the mayor is, and the fact that he puts all that time in is really greatly appreciated by me, and I just answering his phone and his emails for 3 weeks, I realize how much he does, and most of it he brings on himself because he makes himself available. I wouldn't be able to make myself as available as he does. And,
Don't run for mayor.
And I won't. But really, I want to say thank you to the mayor for everything he does. Thank you.
And Russ, I'm glad you didn't rename the place.
I tried. They totally-
He tried.
He spelled it wrong.
Alaminaville. Alaminaville.
And then that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. Councilman Pignatone.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. From the senior citizens, April the 16th is going to be bingo at 1 p.m. No registration is needed. April 27th, Oakland Memorial Caregivers Support Group on the fourth Monday of each month at 5:30 p.m. at the Senior Center. The group will be facilitated by the Alzheimer's Association and is open to caregivers of those affected by the conditions or diseases of the brain. This program is open to the broader community. On May 11th, it's going to be a casino trip to Wind Creek Casino. Cost is $15 for Oakland residents, $20 for non-residents. Additional info available at the Senior Center. Limited space is available. Advanced registration is required in the Senior Center office by May the 6th. And if you want to call for further information, 201-405-7731. And I just want to say to the Mr. John Catrino's family how saddened we are that he passed away. He definitely was a valuable asset to the borough. I've seen him many times throughout town, and we're all saddened by his departure, so God bless the family. The other thing is, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention again, one more time, volunteer for the first aid squad. We need volunteers. Again, this is such a valued service. Responding to infants in distress, adults in distress, senior citizens in distress. It's such a great way to give back to the community. First Aid Squad meets the first Monday of every month at the building on Rampo Valley Road. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Dumper.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Councilman Talamini, for the assignments. I spent the last month learning from a lot of the people in these roles that I intersect with. The Municipal Alliance is designed to protect all age groups of people thought to be at risk with potential drug abuse problems. And they work through the schools, the Senior Citizen Center, and organizations like churches and the police department, again, to keep people in at-risk categories from engaging in and getting addicted to drug to drugs. Much of that is privately funded. The borough contributes annually to its budget, but one of the key programs that the Municipal Alliance funds is Project Graduation for both high schools, Ramapo and Indian Hills, and it's designed to keep children off the roads and in a safe place. There's a massive delta between what they receive from the borough and what it costs to facilitate that between bus transportation and vendors, anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000 per school. And a lot of that is privately fundraised. And I just want to raise awareness throughout the borough that that is a fundraising effort. So if you see coming home from schools or through other endeavors, fundraising for the Municipal Alliance and for Project Graduation, that's exactly what that's for. I think it's worth our time and attention to keep any of our youth or really anybody in our community from falling victim to drug abuse. Transitioning to DPW, I want to thank the Borough Administrator Kuntz and the DPW Superintendent Marchichilli for giving me such an in-depth intro to the DPW operations. I now know definitively why Oakland has the best roads throughout the winter. It's a lot of preparation, it's a lot of planning, and real sincere dedication by the DPW personnel, and echoing Councilman Pignatelli's heartfelt condolences to the family of the team member that was lost. It's a deep loss, and anything that I can do, that my family can do, or that we can do as a council or as a borough, we'll look to support that family for the dedication to the borough over several decades. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, that's all.
Thank you. Councilman Saliani.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Real quick reminder, the 2026 Junior Police Academy, there's some spots left. The Junior Police Academy goes from Friday, July 17th, 2026 to Friday, July 24th, 2026. If you are interested, please reach out to jpa@oaklandpolice.us. Real quick update from the fire department. I want to echo Councilman Pignatelli's conversation. The fire department is always looking for volunteers. So please, if you're interested in joining the fire department, every Monday night at the Yawpo Fire Station, they're running drills. They'll be more than happy to let you in, walk around, and they'll show you what it takes to be a fireman in the town of Oakland. On the OCC, another group, Oakland Communications Commission, they need some volunteers for several of their committees. The television bulletin board, newsletter, welcome website, social media. If you're interested in volunteering with the OCC, please fill out a volunteer interest form by emailing occ@oakland-nj.org. The TV committee has received lots of positive feedbacks regarding the recent council and planning board meetings in making presentations and information available to the public. We want to thank everyone who's watching on TV and their appreciation for their showing for the work that's been done to the OCC. However, we found many public are not aware of where we can access and view contents on their own if not provided a direct link. For traditional information, for traditional information consumers, Oakland TV can be watched on cable channel 77 if you have Altice and channel 2145 if you have Verizon. If you want to watch live programming on the go, you can watch Oakland TV on the free mobile app, both Android and Apple devices. Just search Oakland Television in Google Play or Apple Store, and you can find the Oakland TV Leaf logo. We have streaming apps available for Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire devices, and again, just search Oakland Television. We also have a YouTube channel that has a library of vast and several playlists of content, over 650 subscribers, and search at Oakland Borough on YouTube TV. I also want to pass my condolences to the Centrino family, and then also to the DPW for losing one of their friends. So I want to make sure we can do whatever we can do to support you in that. And I do have one last update. I apologize. Oakland Recreation. So Recreation is running a volleyball clinic for girls 5th through 8th grade. It runs over 6 weeks. It's held on Wednesday evenings. It's led by a professional volleyball coach with many years of experience. Sign-ups are open for a few more weeks. If you're interested in joining the volleyball program, please don't miss out. The first session is May 13th. You can go to the Oakland Town website or just oaklandrecreation.com and you can sign up. Also, I want to reiterate what the mayor started the meeting with. on Saturday, May 2nd at 9 a.m. is the Oakland baseball softball parade. Please come join it. I'll use former Commissioner Dan Legato say it's the greatest day in Oakland every year. So I'll give him credit for that line. So please join us on May 2nd at 9 a.m. and the rain date will be May 16th. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. The Shade Tree Committee has met on Monday, April 6th. As you had mentioned before, the Oakland has received a 2025 Tree City USA recognition from Arbor Day Foundation. This is a well-deserved recognition to a testament to the community's unwavering commitment to the planting, care, and celebration of trees. This comes just in time for the Shade Trees Arbor Day event, which is on Sunday, April 26th from 10 to 2 at the Oakland Public Library. And to tell you a little bit about their program, and they do have an Adopt a Tree program, which has become very popular. There are actually a total of 95 trees planned for the Adopt a Tree program. Last year, there were only 30 trees that were adopted, and there was a waiting list. Any remaining trees will be planted on former flood buyout properties where the houses were demolished. So they do, and they also do have 2 spots open for volunteers. And as you can see, it's a great committee to be on. Public events met yesterday on Monday, April 13th. The Easter egg hunt, although cold, was a great event and lots of attendance. The next events will be their Memorial Day Parade, which is Sunday, May 24th. The carnival will be Wednesday through Saturday, June 17th through the 20th. Access for All will be participating on Saturday, June 20th from 2 to 4. It's a very well attended last year, and we look forward to another successful year this year. And that's it.
Thank you. Can you just put a little color into exactly, remind the residents what Access for All is all about and why it's so important to us?
So Access for All is designed for those with special needs. So when we do events, there is no music or loud noises for them, no, lights or anything else. So for their sensories and stuff like that. It is a good event, and we do, I think we got like 200 people.
Last year was very well attended, so for people with special needs.
And it's free. Yeah,
it's free.
And it's free.
It's really an opportunity for people with special needs to come down to the carnival and go on the rides at their own pace. So,
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? Councilman Aller.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say real quick, Councilman Talamini, you did a great job filling in for mayor.
Don't tell him that.
And especially hosting the Easter egg hunt. That was it was a great time. It was a really good event, and it was really fun to be a part of. Mayor, you touched on it earlier. The Environmental Commission is having their annual cleanup Saturday, April 25th. They meet at the Danny D building in the rec field at 9 a.m. to sign up. They'll give you supplies, they'll give you gloves, garbage bags, and then they're gonna, depending on how many people we get, they're gonna try and hit as many parks as we can. I know when they want to do Great Oak, they want to do Stewart's Woods, and possibly Potash Lake. And then when that's all done, they are gonna have refreshments back at the Danny D building, sandwiches and refreshments and stuff like that. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Before I move forward.
Sir.
Sir, do you still want to speak?
I'll speak to him. I want to talk to Mr. Dumper.
Oh, okay. I was going to offer to open the public session, give you your 3 minutes, but that's fine. All right.
I would support that.
All right. Motion to open for the public session?
Second. Move, second.
All in favor?
All right.
Come on, sir. The floor.
Yeah, Mr. Dumper, I heard you speak on Page Drive.
Yes,
And you spoke to the residents at the end of the Page Drive.
I did.
Yes, and in this town, there's about 27 different variations of what they're gonna do down there. And I was wondering, one is a permanent entrance into new development. Is that true?
We discussed that earlier today. I believe that is one of the things that is being considered by a developer. I don't think there's been any final decisions made on that.
Because I live 3 houses right by Eric. Page Drive is the Walker Paradise. Bikes, kids, dogs, no sidewalks.
Yes.
And people fly down there now 40, 45, 50 miles an hour. And I think the council should really think hard about letting that developer open Page Drive. That's really all I have to say.
Can I get your name, please?
Pat Ryan, 100 Walnut Street.
Thank you, sir.
Pat, if I agree with you, I live on Page Drive.
I know where you live.
That is front page, top of the fold for us. That's a very compelling issue that we're talking about, and I don't think there's anybody here that supports it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure, you want to come up? So, public.
Donna Stollenberg, 30 Oak Street. The 11 o'clock meeting tomorrow, the DEP, is that open to the public?
I'm not sure it is, Mr. Coons, is it? No.
It's not.
It's not.
It is not. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Anybody else? Motion to close?
Motion closed. So moved.
All in favor? Aye. All right, up to bills to be paid.
Bills to be paid is $1,251,166.29. So moved.
Any discussion? Not seeing any? Roll call.
Council President Talamini?
Yes.
Councilman Dumpert?
Yes.
Councilman Eilert?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rose?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Who's the second? Pat?
Was that Steve who did the first?
Steve?
Sure.
I couldn't hear, sorry.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody. The next Borough Council meeting will be held on Tuesday, April 28th, 2026, 7 p.m. right here at the council chambers. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.